Hey guys, happy Thursday. Thanks for joining me tonight. It is relax and craft time. Tonight I am working on the Splendid Sampler quilt along. I'm finally quilting my quilt. I started this on Tuesday and I'm hoping to get a little further tonight. More vertical line in the ditch stitching, so we'll get going on that. I'm hoping I can get all the vertical lines done today, and then tomorrow I can start the horizontal ones. We're cruising along, which is awesome. I'm so excited to be this close to having the Splendid Sampler project done, the quilt. So yay, I'm excited. So thanks again, guys, for joining me tonight. Hopefully there's not too many connectivity issues tonight. It was being a little funny a little earlier, so we'll give it a go. If you're new, my name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery patterns and kits. And I'm the author of Sew and Stitch Embroidery, and I'm here every night at 9:30 p.m. Central. It's been a little touch and go lately. I had a week off last week, and yesterday we went to the Roger Waters concert with my parents are in town. So I wasn't there for that. I did live stream a little bit from there, which is kind of fun. But back again tonight. So thanks again for joining. I am going to flip you around and we'll get going for the evening. I really want to get these vertical lines stitched. All right, flipping you around. Okay, here we go. Oh, I'm so happy to see you guys again too. Oh, yes, the concert was so much fun. It was just like, it was a good concert. It was really intense. It was good in the first half of it, but then the second half they really amped it up and everything. It was really, really fun. Oh, nope, Rosalie, I'm just a hair late tonight. My phone was saying that it couldn't connect for a little while, so hopefully we're good now. I don't know. All right, I'm rolling up the left or the right side here, and we will start with, I'm stitching in the ditch, so that just means I'm stitching in the seam in between blocks, which is, you know, a really easy way to do things. And right now, to get this done, I'm all for easy. Marion, the trip last week went awesome. So if you guys didn't know, if you weren't here, last week, oh, I gotta get my grippets out. I was visiting Joanne Fabrics corporate and pitching them some new products. So I think it went really well. We'll see if they carry them, the new products, and I'll show you guys some of those products soon here too, because I will have them available for us anyway. You know, I'll have them available in the store regardless. But that was super fun, and yeah. Then we spent some time in Chicago. My husband and I went, and we went to the Art Institute of Chicago there and just kind of wandered for the day. Just took a chill day at the museum, and it was just so relaxing and awesome. And then we visited my parents. And then we came home here, and now my parents are here at my house. They brought the Airstream out. For the Roger Waters concert. So we all went together last night for that concert, and they're staying for a few days, and so it's been super nice. They're helping us with the garden and a bunch of household do-it-yourself things. It's been really, really fun. Oh, close, like for the concert. Yeah, we had like the sweetest seats ever at this concert. Usually, I don't always enjoy going to concerts because I'm very short. So I can't ever see anything ever at concerts. So it's always really annoying for me. But no, we had like seats in the first row, really, off to the side, and oh my god, they were amazing. And the show was amazing, and it was just such a fun time to just hang out, and I don't know, it was really great. So we did that last night. definitely getting some R&R doing that. Yeah, it was great. Oh yeah, so yeah, at the museum in Chicago, the Art Institute, we decided that we just wanted a day where we had like no agenda. Like our only agenda was we are going to walk slowly around this museum. You know, we didn't have to drive. We weren't just getting there. We got to sleep overnight at a hotel, wake up whenever we wanted, and then wander over to the museum, stay there however long we wanted, find some food somewhere, and go to bed at the hotel. That's like all we wanted to do was a day that we didn't have to like, oh, we can only stay here till the afternoon because then we have to drive again or anything like that. So I just realized that I'm totally talking with my hands and not sewing at all. So let's keep sewing. But yeah, it was just very relaxing. And now that my parents are here and we're having another little mini vacation now, it's just been nice, straight up nice. It's a good summer. And I'm working on the Splendid Sampler again, so I'm feeling like, I was feeling like I was abandoning this project a little bit for a while, but now that this quilting is going so fast, I can feel it. Like we're finishing up this project, and I don't know, I'm pretty stoked about that. I'll soon have a quilt that actually fits our bed, which is nice. It's getting, I'm going slower because it's actually getting pretty bulky. You can see right here, I have my roll going, and I might need to tighten that roll up a little working on this. Or maybe I just need to fit it in my lap a little bit better. But yeah, it's becoming pretty bulky over here, slowing me down. Actually, some of these blocks are hard to get through in the seam because they're pretty bulky. I mean, I'm really kind of pushing with these grippets because I'm just trying to keep moving this big heavy fabric through the machine. Oh yes, for sure, Patricia. It's always so much fun, and it's kind of fun because they brought the sometimes they'll stay with us in one of the rooms, but but this time they brought the Airstream, so it's like a little apartment just right outside our house. It's kind of super fun. So that's where they are right now with the husband, and he is or they're all playing cribbage right now, so that's kind of fun. Will you post about the grippet? Oh, yeah, Rosalie, I put a link. There should be a link right now in the, I think that's already in my Facebook post. They're by Sewing Mates. So here, if you go to sewingmates.com, they're the ones who manufacture it, and that's the only place I've found them as well. The material list for the next Sew Along, or the Stitch Along Joe, what we're going to do next is Jacqueline Steve's I Love Home Block of the Month. So we will start that on August 7th. And to get the free patterns for that, you have to sign up for her newsletter, the newsletter for the Block of the Month. So you have to go to jacquelinesteves.com. And I don't have a link in here yet. I will put it here when I'm done. But if you go to not last night, but 2 nights ago, that link, that Facebook Live, I put the link in there, and I'll put the link in here afterwards. But it's Jacqueline Steves, and it's Jacqueline like spelled in the like super long way. So it's JACQUELYNNESTEVES.com. So I will put that link here again. But if you go into her top nav, one will be BOM, which stands for Block of the Month. If you go there, you'll see the I Love Home project. And when you sign up there, so you have to get the free project, you have to sign up for it, sign up for the newsletter. If you do that, then you should get an email, I don't know, within the hour that has the a link to the fabric requirements. So that's how to get it, Joe. So it's a little bit, but you know, it is a free project and stuff. So yeah, you should get an email with all the information that you need for the sew along. How big is the Jacqueline Steves quilt? I think it's lap quilt size. I don't quite remember. I think it's lap quilt though. This quilt is a pretty large queen. I don't think it's quite a king, but it's getting there. I wanted a queen size where it could flop around the edges quite a bit, because I hate when you're under the covers and then the sides come up and then you're cold. So all the quilts I've been making for the bed are super long. But I haven't actually tested it because none of them are finished yet. And none of them, I mean the Splendid Sampler quilt and my jean quilt I want for our bed. I think this will be more summery. Who knows? That's the plan. And the jean quilt will be more wintry. And they're both kind of at the same stage here, like just the quilting stage. All right, finally made it to the end of this row. I mean, this is only row 1. I think I am just getting like a lot of bulk over here on my right, and that's making things a little difficult for me. But all right, put a little back tack in there, and we will finish this row. So extending it out the border here. Oh, I forgot to snip the top of that. So I'm gonna just clip right where I stopped here. I should have done that earlier, but I'm doing it now. And then I will just kind of clip the bobbin thread underneath here. I will clean up the back a little bit when we're done here, but for now I'm just snipping. There we go. All right, and we're out. It's easier for me to push the whole quilt through than try and go all the way back up with my thread still here. So this is my sew adjustable table too. This is the same place that I got the grippets from recently, from Sewing Mates, sewingmates.com. And so this extension table, you can see all the like screws and everything, but it's totally flat, it's flush. But you can adjust the height and how big all the parts are so it perfectly fits your machine. It's kind of, I'm really, really liking it. And especially for this quilting, I got this whole table here, which I never had before. So that's been really nice to roll or to push my quilt through. All right, we gotta roll this up. I'm gonna tighten this a little bit. Oh, don't you love stork scissors? I mean, they're kind of the best. They just kind of scream embroidery to me. This is what is this called again? I forget. Oh, this is from the Ernest Wright. They're in the UK, but they hand forge all these scissors. It's kind of awesome. But yeah, so I'm hoping to get our. I showed earlier those embroidery scissors, those cute, sparkly, colorful embroidery scissors with the storks. I'm hoping to carry those soon. So I will definitely let you know about those. But they are so cute, and I'm just loving the little storks. Oh, look, here's some little back patch popping up. All right, next row here. Did you see on Penguin and Fish Crafters, I got the little mini wonder clips on Amazon. Oh, they're not Clipper, but they work really well. Oh, Sherry, that is awesome. I have not been, sorry guys, I know you guys are awesome on the Penguin and Fish Crafters group. I have not gotten back to things since we went on our trip. So I will look at all of that super soon. This week, and I'll get back on all that. But that is awesome. I'm so happy you found them. I hope they're working well. They have helped so much. And you know, again, I feel like for quilting, you don't need all the gadgets. You know, I love that a beginner can start with, you know, just some thread and a needle and fabric, and you can still make a quilt. Like, I like that it's, you know, because sometimes quilting can be a little threatening. Like when you see all the tools and all the gadgets, it can be overwhelming. So I like that you can still make something without all that stuff. But man, with this project, the Splendid Sampler, I kind of I kind of used it as an opportunity to try out a lot of those things that I've never tried before. And, you know, you don't need all the gadgets, but dang, they are fun. They do make things a little easier, and those Wonder Clips really helped a ton. I use them for everything now. Yeah, so the grippets are from Sewing Mates. So here's the name again, Sewing Mates, sewingmates.com. Oh, just bought a pair of stork scissors from Ginger. Oh, yes, they are so cute. Yeah, Ginger does good scissors. I don't know, they always make me feel happy, and they always feel a little special using them. Stork scissors. Why use a different scissors when you can cut with the stork scissors? They're just cuter. Ooh, I'm really pushing this quilt through still. All right, I think I'm gonna have to adjust a little. Let's roll this up a little bit more over here. We're gonna get it in my lap a little bit more. Ooh, we got a little hair here. Okay, I think I'm back at it now. The nice thing about the grippets, these, is that I don't have to wear the gloves. So typically what people use for quilting is those gloves with the little rubber pads on, but I don't do well with gloves. The gloves are always like so long on my fingers. So these grippets work really well. You always worry about the pins around the dogs if I drop them, so this way I won't need to use them all the time. Oh, you drop the feed dogs. The pins around my dogs. So I tried not to pin in the area I was going to be stitching. I mean, I'm not free motion stitching or anything, so I could kind of plan my pinning a little bit. But yeah, I'd be nervous for that too. Ooh, I feel like I'm gonna tip over the camera here. All right, moving things a little up again. We're getting towards the other side. So, your woof woof dogs. We're getting towards the other side, so I got a pretty big fabric roll in the machine right now. We'll see how it goes. This will be as big as the roll will get. Well, actually, there's one more row the other direction, the horizontal way. So I think, I don't know, I gotta do a tighter roll or something maybe. Or get a machine with a longer neck or something, right? I don't know, I'm pretty excited that I can be stitching, I can be quilting on this machine here. Oh, it's not moving along. Oh, I know. I'm having fun looking at the blocks again too, because it's been a while since we worked on this. It was I think early summer that we kind of finished up the back, and it's been a while for the blocks because, you know, we were working on the back of this for a really long time. Oh, this is a thick area. I gotta push it through. Okay, made it. Yeah, I'm really having to work hard. I can kind of see now why people say that their shoulders can start hurting and stuff from quilting, because I really am helping this along here. Oh, Nancy, the concert was awesome. It was so much fun. We had amazing seats, and it was amazing music, and they did such a good show. We went to the Roger Waters show, so like Pink Floyd music, and oh man, it was good. Worth going if it comes around your way. It was really fun. And we got to go with my parents, which was nice. I love it. Oh, you're starting the Splendid Sampler. Awesome, Peggy. Oh, cool, good. I hope the videos help a little. It's kind of fun. It's funny for me going back through some of the videos, because some of the early ones, I mean, I'm learning along the way. I've learned a ton by working on the Splendid Sampler. So some of my earlier videos, I can definitely tell that I've learned a lot since then, which is awesome. That's, you know, that was the whole point, right? But yeah, I'm hoping to do, you know, they're doing the Splendid Sampler again right now, and I'm hoping to do a few blocks again. I think would be fun. So maybe once we finish this quilt, we'll jump in and do some of the blocks again, maybe as like larger projects or something. Or maybe we do like some giveaways. Like I could do a couple blocks and give them away, kind of like how we did the hourglass block quilts. That'd be kind of fun. Sometimes I just like making stuff and using up fabric. I don't need it around after that. I just like the making of it. So that works well for me. I still get to make stuff and then it's not sitting around the house. I like it. All right, we are almost to the end here. And we'll roll it up again and do another row. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3. I have four more to go. So I don't know, we'll get close to finishing all these vertical ones tonight. I don't know if we'll get all of them. This roll is becoming cumbersome here, and I think that's slowing me down a little bit. All right, let's find my scissors. Let's snip this earlier this time. Boop. Oh, I should have brought a little bit more, so there we go. So it's coming out of the needle a little. Okay, and then snip the bobbin. And again, we'll clean these up a little later. All right, out, and we'll get back in here. I think, you know what? I think I'm going to unroll this and tighten it up a bit. It is driving me a little crazy. We'll just start here. We'll squeeze it up. Start kind of in the middle, I think, maybe. Oh, it's such a big quilt that it's hard to kind of manage this roll. But it's getting to be too big for the machine. So did we do this one? I think. Yep, I think this is the last one. So roll up to there. Stretch it out a little bit. Let's get it up here. Re-roll a little bit. One row at a time. Oh, thanks, Patricia. Yep, one row at a time. We're gonna get this puppy done. But yeah, I mean, it feels so good to be working on it again. I hate getting projects to a point and then they just disappear for a little while. So it feels really, really good. Do I plan on doing another large project like the Splendid Sampler in the future? I totally think I could do another one of these, Sherry. We will be doing a few bigger projects. So like the next one, the Jacqueline Steves I Love Home project, Stitch Along, block of the month. That, you know, will be a little longer. I mean, definitely not as large as this project, but it's still, you know, a bigger project. It's a block of the month, so it'll take, you know, several months to finish. But we'll be doing that kind of more on and off. This was pretty consistent. So, however, we'll be doing that chevron quilt. And, you know, anytime it's a quilt, it's going to basically take some time. But the chevron quilt, I want to practice my free motion quilting with, so that might take a little bit of time. Roll it from the other way. I know, well, the problem with rolling it from the other way is that I want to start at the same side every single time, because if I start from the other opposite direction, my rows might get a little wavy. Or so they say. So I'm trying to keep stitching from the same top side. So that's why I'm rolling. Oh, let's get the grippets again. That's why I'm rolling just from the one side. Or can I roll the other side and still stitch from the same side? I don't know. I suppose I don't have to. I don't know. Maybe when they're this far apart, I don't have to worry about waviness, really. I guess I don't really know. Well, since we're already in it this far, I think I'll just keep doing it from the one direction. I think we just have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 2. I have 3 more after this one. Or do I roll it this way too, and that just helps move things along? I can prop it up on my table here. Maybe that'll help. All right, scooch a little bit more. It's getting, maybe I don't need to grip it here anymore. Maybe I can just hold the roll. I think that'll do better. Do the grip it on this side. There we go. Holding the roll on the right and the grip it on the left. I think that will work just fine. Just got to keep moving it up on my lap. So that seems to be the question or the trick, right? Is when we're I'm trying to imagine me free motion quilting this. How would I move this giant quilt along in the free motion thing? So I don't know. I'm going to figure out that before we start the chevron quilt. Lisa, these are Grippets. It's a new product to me, new to me product. It's made by Sewing Mates, and they're an alternative to the quilting gloves. So the quilting gloves, I don't know if that's what they're called, but they're those gloves that you can put on while you're quilting that have little rubber bottoms on it, and to help you move the fabric around. But I just really don't like wearing gloves. So these are little acrylic things. They have rubbers on the bottom and little kind of pads that you can push on the top. You can actually use them in either direction. But it just kind of holds your fabric here and helps you move around, and you can just lift them up and move them wherever you need it, versus just your hands, which slide across. These help you grip right down. And then you don't have to wear those gloves while you do this, because the gloves are meant for the gripping part of it. And if I don't have to wear gloves, that's awesome. It's not that I don't like gloves, but it's a bajillion degrees outside now. Oh, you have the gloves, which are great, but warm. Exactly, Lisa. So it's pushing 90 here with a bajillion% humidity, and oh God, if I had to wear gloves, I would be dying. I mean, just having this in my lap is enough, this quilt. So this is nice that I can move it around, and you don't have to take the gloves off to switch your thread or anything, or put a new bobbin in or something. So I don't know. I'm just testing them out. This is, I think, day 2 of me trying them, and I see the value in them. I think they'd be fun. I think they're gonna work great. There's a little bunny that we did for the bunny stitch along. Got him in the quilt here. Oh, and he's going over that dang fence. But I'm happy to say our new fence on the garden has kept all the bunnies out of the garden this year. So, yes, the fence worked, which is amazing. We have all our kale this year. You don't like the feel of gloves on your hand. You like to feel what you're working on. Exactly. I am totally with you. There's that barrier with the gloves. I don't know. Doesn't really work for me very well. So I'm digging that there's this other product. And it really does grip. I'm barely touching it, and it does the job. And the neat thing, if you're doing free motion quilting, you can, with the, if you got your free motion quilting foot, you can run it along the straight edge here. So it has a straight edge and it has a curved edge. So you can use it as a guide too for your, if you want an arc or straight line stitching and stuff. Supposedly, I haven't tried that out, but that's what, one of their selling points with it is. And I thought that was kind of neat. All right, big bulky quilt. So man, we're only halfway through this row. So bulky. Trying to keep it flat the whole time. The Grippets are definitely helping with that. But it is just a lot to be moving around. Yes, it's 90. You don't want to be wearing gloves. Exactly. That's the problem. Okay. But I think I got a plan for the borders on this too. So all we have to do is crank through this stitching in the ditch. So I'm doing the horizontal or the vertical now, and we'll do the horizontal next. And after that, I'm gonna straight line stitch in the border, but I think that might go really quickly too. So I don't know. I have high hopes that we will have this Splendid Sampler quilt done real soon. I don't know. Maybe we'll even get close to finishing it before we start the Jacqueline Steve's I Love Home project. That would be kind of cool. That'd be more than kind of cool. That'd be super duper awesome. But we'll see. I'm not expecting to get done by then, but it would be kind of neat. All right, end of the row. I'm gonna put a little back tack there. Okay, next up, we'll try and at least get a couple more of these rows done. Scissors, here you are. We'll snip this. All right, get through the border here again. And snag, trim the bottom here, the little bottom thread. All right, let's get this roll as tight as we can again. I think maybe I'll just start from the bottom here and rolling and move it as I go up. That kind of makes sense, I suppose. So here's our next row is over here. Squeezing this roll up. I think it just fits in the machine neck still. I think maybe, you know, if this was any bigger, I think I would have to turn the other direction. I'm not going to have that problem in the border, so that's good. So this is really going to be the only trouble here. All right, and almost to the top. Okay, that will do. That's the top. This thing is just huge in my lap. Oh, and look, I just completely unrolled it just now. All right, right here. Get it started up through the top here. Oop. Get under there. What did we say? 3 more rows. Oh, this one's done. I gotta scooch a little bit further this way. All right, let's just get this started and I'll rearrange this in my lap. All right. All right, now let's rearrange this giant bulbous thing. Okay, let's give it a go. Get the grip it out. You know what, I think I might. No, I'm gonna grab onto the roll again. You always go from the other side at the halfway mark. It's so much easier. But do I have to flip it, Patricia? Do I have to go the other direction to do that? That's kind of what I'm wondering. Like, how do I do that actually and then stay sewing from the same direction? I guess that's what I'm confused at. But yeah, I think I might need to do that when I go the horizontal way, because there's one more row in the horizontal direction than the vertical. You know what? I think I'm going to use the other grip it here. I think it holds the fabric better. Oh, so flipping it. So I'm not sure I want to do that, because then don't your rows get a little wavy? I don't know. I heard that if you stitch in the opposite direction, the rows get wavy. But I mean, these rows are far enough apart that it probably doesn't matter, right? Maybe I'll do that. For the last couple of rows, I'll flip it. We'll just see what happens. How about that? It's an experiment. So yeah, I have 2 more rows here. I'll flip around the other direction for the other 2. I'd like to finish the 2 tonight. That'd be kind of awesome. We'd have all the vertical lines done. Oh, here's my little Be Brave guy. Yeah, I think I'll flip it. We'll just flip it. At some point, you just gotta have it be easier. Here's that cute cupcake. I like that cupcake. All right, rearrange a little again. All right. These grippets are allowing me to kind of flatten out and stretch the area. So I don't think my back has gotten very puckered or anything, and I think it's because I'm holding it down with these grippets. Ugh, it's trying to move through here and it's having trouble. All right. Got to keep pushing the roll through. Getting there. I think I'm about halfway with this row. Thinking maybe I should check the bobbin before I start the next row, but I don't know what good that would do. I would still want to use the bobbin, so never mind. We'll just keep going. But I do need to start keeping an eye on the bobbin, making sure we're actually still sewing something here. Oh my gosh, yes, the walking foot. Thank goodness for that. Yeah, it is the walking foot moves the bottom of the fabric and the top of the fabric at pretty much the same rate. So that's helping me push the fabric through too, the walking foot. Yeah, we are flipping this next time for sure. This is getting crazy. My hand doesn't even fit underneath here anymore, really. You know, I'm trying to let the walking foot do the work of pulling this along, but it is really needing help. So I don't know how even my stitches are, but as long as it's holding the quilt together, that's what I'm going for. That'll be more important when we're doing the free motion quilting, though, I think. So this is a good practice at you know, kind of holding the quilt, I think, for when we do the free motion. All right, to the end of this row, and you know what? I am gonna just flip it because I don't know if I can do 2 more rows rolled in here. Let's have the last 2 rows be easy. If it's a little crooked, then who cares? And it probably won't be anyway. So, all right, move it a little bit, find my scissors again, snip this guy. Oh, your walking foot is your Pac-Man, munch, munch, munch. Oh, I love that. That's so cute. Pac-Man. Oh, I thought this was the end of the bobbin, but nope, that's the thread I just cut. We still got lots of bobbin here. All right, I'm rotating it. Oh, come here, quilt. You are heavy. 2 more rows. Let's go the other direction. Yes, cruising along for sure. All right, we are rotated. My roll is on the left now. Starting from the bottom now instead of the top. Oh, I pulled this out of the needle, dang it. That sucks. Let's get this through. There we go. Luckily, this is a thin needle, or a thin thread with a big-eyed needle, so threading it is pretty easy. All right, I do have to roll up this side a hair, but not too bad. I know, Sherry, I can't wait. That's why I'm just like, I'm starting to get like anxious, like antsy working on this, because I'm like, oh, it's close to being done. I need it done right now. My quilt on my bed right now is just annoys me because I made it out of, it's a quilt that I kind of made, but it's just some straight line hand stitching. But I got a queen size bed sheet and I quilted the bed sheet to like a really soft blankie. But, you know, when you quilt, when you make your, you know, binding and everything, you shrink it up a little bit, right? So you shrink, your thing shrinks up. So my whole quilt ended up being, you know, smaller, oops, grippets, ended up being smaller than the queen size sheet that I started out with. So it just doesn't hang over the bed right. And, you know, with people underneath the covers, then it pops up and then you get cold in the winter, and it gets cold in the winter. I need to be warm. So I'm excited to have some quilts that lean way over the edge. Probably too much, but I think it's going to be nice. I did put a label on the back, Nancy. So there was a label available, I think for sale for the Splendid Sampler that had a list of all the designers and their blocks on it and the numbers of it. So I ordered that, and I kind of cut it up, but I did assemble it on the back because, you know, my back is all these weird little patchwork, improv patchworks that I did. So I improv patchworked in the label. So yep, it says the Splendid Sampler, and it says all the designer names on. So got the label in. And I'll probably put a penguin and fish label in. I think you guys have seen those before. Yeah, one of my little penguin and fish labels. I'll put one of those. I'll sew one of those into the binding too. I've been kind of putting those on just the quilts that I make just for fun, and I don't know, adding a label just makes it feel more finished, and I don't know, I like it. So I've been putting those on. All right, this is a million times easier. It's still bulky, it's still a lot to be moving along, but it is easier now that we flip this in the opposite direction. Ooh, we are getting close to being on for an hour, but I wanna try and crank through this one more row. I would love to have all the vertical rows done tonight. So technically, since I only do kind of like an hour-long show, it really only took like 2 hours to do all the vertical lines. And I bet if I was just doing this, you know, on some Saturday afternoon, I bet you'd go a lot faster. Just, you know, cruising through. I'm chit-chatting and talking with my hands. I apparently can't talk unless I'm using my hands to talk, so that's taking up precious sewing time. But yeah, so this stitch in the ditch method, I mean, it's really going fast. I mean, if you're going for getting it done, which is what I'm going for right now, this method I think works really great. I would love to learn how to do the free motion a little bit better and, you know, take more time with the quilting. But right now, this is kind of what I'm wanting to do. You should document that you pieced and quilted it. Oh, on the year completed. Oh, that's a good idea. I should put the year completed on here somewhere. I like that. Oh, and then it was pieced and quilted. Oh, yeah. I like that when I see that. Pieced by so-and-so and quilted by so-and-so. That's kind of neat. But yeah, you're right. I should definitely get the year on here. Oh my God, this is going to be like a 2-year project though, isn't it? Man, if I don't finish quilting soon, this might end up being a 3-year project. But I'm hoping to be done before January. So 2-year project. So we'll have to say 2016, 17 on it. So we started this February, Valentine's Day, 2016, right? Yeah, I think so. Yep, I'm pretty sure actually. Hoo-wee! Although my jean quilt, I think I started almost a decade ago, so that's a much older quilt than this guy, even though it took 2 years. All right, we're almost done with this row, and I'm gonna crank out that one last row. Oh, my block's coming up here on the right. Uh-oh. Gotta scooch it along again, dang it. I think we're fine. I didn't really push that. But yeah, you're right. I think I should. Maybe I'll take. Maybe I'll embroider the year that it was completed on here, because I did some embroidery. Like I embroidered like the number of the blocks that it was. You know, so this is block 40. This is block 29. So I have that embroidery kind of done. Yeah, as long as it's done for winter, exactly right. Ugh. So maybe I'll embroider the date on the back. I like that idea. Yeah, and maybe, I like your idea too. I like that it was pieced by so-and-so, stitched by so-and-so, or I mean, quilted by so-and-so. I think I'll do that too. Pieced and quilted by me. Yeah, that's a good record, because you never know. You want to, you know, 50 years from now, I might want to look back and be like, oh yeah, I did that quilt back in the day, back in 2017. And, oh yeah, I quilted it and pieced it. That's right. So you're right. I think that little history check is good on it. I didn't think about that before, so good. I want to do that. All right, let's snip and move this along. One more row. We are going to get all these verticals done tonight. Good. And so it'll just take like maybe 2 or 2.5 nights to do the horizontals, and then man, we'll be on to the border. Like seriously, we might actually finish this awfully quick. That would be amazing. So for the border, I just plan on doing a lot of straight line stitching, and we can talk about that later too. Once we get a little closer. Oh my gosh, this is heavy. The entire quilt is now in my lap. All right, last row, last vertical row. Right there. I'm gonna just get it started again, so I can kind of adjust. Oops, there we go. Back tacking it. Okay, here we go. Let's get situated in my lap again. Got this big roll on the left, and yeah. Oh yes, so Susan, I will for sure do the binding on here. So we already made the binding, and oh Patricia, we did flip it. So I did reduce the bulk. So now all the bulk is on my left, and there's hardly anything here. So we did flip it. So this is much easier. So we did get the easier way, but it's still a lot of quilt in my lap. But yes, Susan, we are going to do the binding on here too. So once we finish the quilting, I'll do the binding. We made the binding earlier, so it's all made. The 2¼ inch, I forget if we did 2.5 or 2¼ inch, but the binding is done. But yes, I will sew it on. Yes, I know, right? It would be so annoying to have to get fabric out and sew or stitch up a binding yet. So luckily we have that done. It just needs to be sewn onto the quilt, and we will for sure be going over that again. Definitely. And if you want a quick, like if you're working on a binding right now and want to learn how to do it quick, I did do a binding on the hourglass block quilt that we just recently finished. So I'll be doing it pretty similar. Although this time I think I might do it the way where I sewed on the front and then flip it to the back and hand stitch to the back. I won't machine sew it on. I kind of want to finish this the old school way. Well, not completely old school, but to me, the way that I usually do it, where I hand stitch the back. This just seems like a fun thing to watch a few TV shows, have it in my lap, and hand tack the back down. So it'll be similar to how we did the hourglass block quilt, but a tiny tish different. But the actual sewing it on will be exactly the same, except for we'll be sewing it onto the front instead of the back, how we did it on the hourglass block. But yep, we will do that for sure. I'm not skipping anything on this. Oh man, this is going so much faster now that we did flip around, but I still have the bulk on this side now, but definitely not as difficult as through the machine, or through the neck of the machine here. Scooch it a little bit further. I think we're about halfway with this line. Oh, let's check the bobbin. Yep, we're still sewing, so that's good. think our tension is okay. Suppose I should check on that. For the hourglass block quilt, we stitched on either side of the ditch. I think in the Krista Quilt's book that we'll be going over later for the chevron quilt, I think she called that echoing the ditch, and I thought that was kind of nice. Oh, that's how you bind. You sew to the front and hand stitch on the back. Yep, it's a time to reflect. Oh, I kind of like that. Yep, that's exactly how I'm going to do it, Patricia. I like that too. I know it's the last step, you know, besides like washing it, but it's the last sewing bit. I get to hand stitch it on. I can just chill and, you know, watch a movie. You know, it's like a couple movie project probably, and you know, it is. It's a time to reflect on the whole project, and I don't know. That's really nice. I like that. You know, sometimes you just want to crank something out. So it was actually, I really like doing it how we did it on the hourglass block way too, where we just machine sewed the entire thing on. But you know what? I learned how to do it where you hand stitch on the back, and I still just really enjoy that. I know some people hate it. Some people just hate binding the quilt, but I don't know. I kind of love it. It's the last thing. It's the last finishing touch. You close off all your raw edges, and it's never looked more finished than at that point, you know? I like that. So, I don't know. I like binding. You know, people say that like, oh, I have all this stacks of quilts that all it needs to be done is binding. I have 3 quilts that they just need to be bound. I would totally trade, you know, I would totally bind those quilts, you know, if someone wanted to do, like, call the cutting for me or something, you know. I have no problem binding quilts. I think that's fun. Oh, thanks, Patricia. Oh, I mean, I think the grippets have been helping quite a bit, just kind of moving things along in the ditch here. And, you know, it's not so thick that it's hard to push through. I mean, you've seen a few times it's been a little difficult, but in general, it hasn't been too bad. You know, and if you look close, I'm sure I'm waving and going all over the place, but I think it's, in general, pretty fine. Oh my gosh, the bulk of this has nowhere to go anymore. It fell off the end of the table and is now sitting in a chair, the bulk, and it doesn't have anywhere to go in the chair. So it's just pushing back on me. But that's it! All right, we have vertical lines done. So I'm going to just snip this. We'll take a quick look at it, and that is that. We switch to the horizontal lines next. So slide this guy out. Yay! So that didn't take too long. Not at all. All right, just snipping underneath there. Turn this guy off. He's getting kind of hot. I don't know if that's good. Like, it's like really, really hot here. I might have to bring it in again and see what the guy has to say. But all right, here we go. We have the whole top quilted, or not the whole top, but the whole, the vertical lines quilted. So here we go. Yeah, see, you know, I'm wavering back and forth, but you know, in general, I'm in the close to the ditch. That's what I'm going for. I think that's perfectly fine. And let's check the back again. Yeah, I don't think it's really puckering or anything at all. I think we're doing okay. Oh, so here's the it's upside down here, but here's part of the label here. So the other part is somewhere else. But yeah, so here's how I have the label. And I think I have the Splendid Sampler somewhere in here. Oh yeah, so Splendid Sampler, and here's the other side of the label. Oh look, I sewed right through all that. That's kind of funny. But yeah, so awesome. So next time we will, tomorrow we'll start this, and then we'll pick it up again on Monday. But tomorrow, oh look, it all laid out. Oh, it's starting to look like a quilt. But we'll go the horizontal line, stitching in the ditch for the whole thing. And so we have one more row this way. So instead of like the 10 rows, there will be 11 going the other direction. So we'll have one more row than what we did here. But then we're going to just, I'm going to do straight line stitching in the border here. So here's one of the corners, right? So I'm gonna stitch these, and I'm gonna stitch them like these, a bunch of parallel lines, and here a bunch of parallel lines to the quilt. So when it crosses at the corner, it will be like a plaid almost. Well, not a plaid, but it will be like little squares. So when these cross, you know, they'll be little squares. So I'm excited for that. We'll just keep rotating around the quilt while we do that. And I think it's gonna be super easy and quick. I got a little bar, one of these bars for my walking foot. Let's see if I can show you that. So this goes in to the walking foot. Let's see if I can get that in. I got this earlier this week. Here, I'll take you guys off the thing. So I got this little bar that goes into the walking foot. See, it has a little hole there. And so I can put this at any place I want, and then that will be my guide for stitching. So I'll stitch one straight line, and then I will put that line, that seam line here. So I'll go like 2 inches away or 1.5 inches away. I'll have to tape this in place or something because it doesn't screw in. But this will be my guide for when I do the border. So I'm excited to give that little gadget a try, and this is going fast, way faster than I thought. So, all right, I'm gonna flip you around and we will call it an evening. All righty, so cruising right along. I am super stoked that this is going really, really fast. So we'll can use a ruler and use your other foot to make a straight line border. Well, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just use that little guide. Your guide just wedges in there. Yeah, mine doesn't. It's all my walking foot is like a generic walking foot, and then this was just like a generic little pin that goes in it. And yeah, it doesn't wedge, it doesn't lock in there. So I'm gonna have to tape it in there somehow, which kind of blows. But oh well, it's still gonna be nicer. I've done the straight line stitching before, where I just use the edge of my walking foot, so it's like a 1/4 inch sized straight line stitching, and dang, that takes forever. So I'd like to do it a little thicker, and I wanted to try, I didn't really want to use painter tape. I don't want to lay this all out again and put tape down, so I thought I'd give this gadget a try, and I think it's gonna be fine. I'm excited to give it a go. But first, we'll do the horizontal lines on this thing. But again, 2.5 nights, we'll be done with that, and we'll be onto the border. And I don't think that's going to take that long either, especially with that little guide. We're going to cruise through this thing. Again, we're doing it the fast way, just getting it done way with the stitch in the ditch, but that's legitimate quilting for sure. So, all right, guys, I will get this up on YouTube at Penguin and Fish Movies, and it will stay here on the Penguin and Fish page. I would love if you join me over on the Penguin and Fish Crafters group. Just click join and I will let you in there. And then you can share what you're working on, whatever it is. And, you know, if you want to join us for one of our next stitch-alongs or next designer project, which is the Jacqueline Steves I Love Home project, I'd love if you posted what you're working on or how far you are in the Penguin and Fish Crafters group. So awesome. Thanks again, guys. I will catch you tomorrow night. Have a great rest of your evening. See you later. Good night.